Last, definitely not least, Grant Landy, head coach, women's soccer. Coach, appreciate you making time. Year number what now?
5.
Year number 5.
Yes.
Look, your program has been doing really well the entire 5 years. What's it like managing those expectations and building on those?
Yeah. So it's funny you say that, because that's something we're dealing with right now, just with a younger team, but also with high expectations. And so just trying to improve day to day. And, we have a lot of younger players who are good, but we're a little bit youthful in places right now. And just trying to take it day by day and make some good improvements, and hopefully the results will start.
What's hardest for the young players? Is it the physical part, or is it the mental part, the confidence, or does that all kind of go together?
Yeah, I think it's all of it. I told them the other day, like when I first got here, it was just good enough to compete, and they've raised the bar enough now that results are kind of expected, and that adds pressure.
Right.
I really like the group. It's just it's taking a little bit more time to kind of get them moving in the right direction. I thought this last weekend was a good step in that direction for sure.
What would you say the key is for young players, and then what responsibility falls on the veterans to let be kind of coaches on their own, so that the girls can meet the expectations, what you're looking for, so you can concentrate on X's and O's in practice and not this is how we do things?
Well, I think the older ones have some experience, but there are also, quite a few sophomores and some older ones that didn't play in starting roles last year. So we have a combination of a lot of talent, but kind of inexperience in new roles, in leadership roles. And so I think this is what they're trying to wrap their head around now, is not only am I playing a lot, I'm one of the older ones, I'm a leader, I'm a starter, and what does that actually mean? And so, like I said, it's been a learning environment for them the last month, but I feel like we made some headway this weekend.
All right, 1 win, 1 loss last weekend. Besides the results, what did you like? What didn't you like as you take the show on to Colorado this coming week?
Yeah, I like the fact that we saw the ball go in the back of net a couple times. Soccer is such a strange game in that way that really the first 3 games where we didn't get the results, there was much more good than there was bad. But in our conference and within the non-conference slate that we have, sometimes it just comes down to a couple moments in the game, and we were on the kind of the wrong side of the moments. And so we've got to figure out a way to continue to get those moments on our side. Plus, it takes a little bit of luck. This past weekend, our third goal was a ball that was hit by one of our freshmen, and it kind of pinged off one of our forward's head and found the back of the net. And you need that sometimes. And so we're hoping that, I think there is a degree of you kind of make your own luck.
Right.
But I didn't feel like in those first 3 games, when we needed a ball to bounce a certain way, we hit the crossbar, we hit the post. Hopefully those things are starting to turn our way too. But overall, I think most of it's been very positive the way we're playing. There's a difference between playing well and getting a result too.
Right.
And I think that's kind of where we are right now.
Well, to throw some cliches out there, of course, basketball players always talk about just watching it go through the net. You mentioned that, and you're a golf guy like me.
Yeah.
There ain't no pictures on the scorecard, right? If it goes in the back of the net, it doesn't really matter how it gets there. But I agree. Okay, you're going to Colorado this week, some more non-league play. Tell us about your opponents, and then also just whether you like it or not, it is at altitude, and that's going to make a difference.
Yeah, and we're going to see how we do in that. But I've been out there, I've been at elevation with other teams, and it is a factor.
Absolutely.
So we're going to have to deal with that. We get a good deep group though, and so I think we're going to get a lot of depth, a lot of players into the game. I think that's going to be really helpful. Puebla isn't a team that I'm super familiar with, and so I think they've had very similar results to us. And I think one of the things that I'm trying to impress upon the players, whether you play in exhibitions, whether you play non-conference, you get in our conference. At the collegiate Division II level in women's soccer, you're always going to find teams that are athletic, well-organized, and have good goalkeeping. And so you have to play well to win. UCCS on Saturday is one of the top teams in that conference. Okay. And so they've been to national tournaments, and they have a pedigree. So it's going to be good. Two reasons why I set it up. Number one, Josie, our fifth-year senior, is from Colorado. So I kind of kind of said, hey, we'll get out to Colorado
Very cool
if we
to do
can.
that, Coach.
So that'll be fun for her. But this will mimic a conference match for us when we're on the road, playing two good opponents on the road and having to put two good results together.
You kind of answered my last question there, but with that said, what are you hoping to get out of the final non-conference stuff before you get into that grind known as the CC2A?
Yeah, I just want to give them a real picture of what it's like to get on the road. We have to do that twice this year. We go down to the Bay Area and play Friday, Sunday, and we go down to LA and play Friday, Sunday. And so if you want to do well in this conference, you want to finish in the top half and go to a conference tournament, you have to be able to put two really good shifts together when you're on the road, obviously at home too, but get in the feeling about what that feels like, especially for our younger players, because we have quite a few of them.
Well, good luck at Rocky Mountain High. Coach Landy, appreciate it. Another edition of Humboldt All-Axess in the books. We'll see you next week.